In today's unboxing, we take a look at the Stan Sakai Pack for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the new adventure universal game system by IDW. Let's take a look.
There are hobbyists among us, geniuses with the ability to play any game they want to. In 1978, a corporation known as The Interior isolated a young hobbyist named John and exploited his genius for their entertainment.
Then one day, their hobbyist ran away. Here we have one of the mini expansions for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It is the first game for IDW Games within their new Adventures Universal Game System. Now, one of the things that I really like about this whole game system, especially the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, are these little mini expansions. They add a ton of extra content in a small footprint. This is the Stan Sakai Pack. It gets its name from the art. They are from the Stan Sakai art from the comics, not from our hero right here. Our hero is Miyamoto Usagi, and the reason I am starting with this pack is he has always been one of my absolute favorite characters, one of my favorite additional characters within the game, and I can't wait to get into this and incorporate him into my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. Well, let's go ahead and flip this guy over so we can take a look at what we are actually getting within this expansion. Well, first off, we can see the recommendations for the game. They haven't changed from the base game with our 1 to 5 players, a runtime of 60 to 90 minutes, and an age recommendation of 14 plus, with the very distinct not a children's toy ages 14 plus. This pack is going to contain 12 cards, 5 oversized cards, 5 plastic miniatures, 3 hero-specific dice, and the 1 rulebook. Those 3 hero-specific dice are going to be for Usagi, so he is now going to be a playable character. I'm pretty sure the other 4 are our turtles here, and they are just alternate sculpts to be used in place of the ones within the game. Well, let's go ahead and crack this open and take a look at the inside so we can see what we have. And right up front we have that rule book that was talked about. Stan Sakai's venerable Ronin robot Miyamoto Usagi joins the fight alongside new versions of our 4 TMNT. Done in Sakai's signature style, Usagi comes in as a full-fledged hero with matching figure, hero-specific dice, hero ability cards, hero sheet, and initiative card. While the TMNT each come with new figures and new hero abilities, use these 5 heroes with any of the Adventure Universal Game System products. Well, that sounds super awesome. I can't wait to incorporate him into my game. But again, one of my favorite parts of this whole game is not within the game itself, but actually within the new Adventures Universal Game System. As it says, use these 5 heroes with any of the Adventures Universal Game System products. So that means as they come out with new things, spoiler, the next Kickstarter for them later this month is a Batman spoiler. You can bring Batman or bring these guys into your Batman game. That is super awesome. That to me is the best part of this whole thing. I absolutely love that. So here we can see the back. There really isn't much to, if this is that rule sheet they talked about. I'm not really seeing much to rules. It's more of a components where we can see again what all they're doing. We see our 5 miniatures. Let's go ahead and set that off to the side. So up next we have our large boards. Let's pull this back out. So here we have our 5 oversized cards. That's what these are. These are our character cards. They are going to be able to give us the stats on the cards. or on each of these players, that is. So that is one of the cool things as well. These aren't just alternate sculpts. They did actually give us new cards for all of our turtles. Now notice the only dice that we got are for Usagi, so we will be using the same dice. Everything else must be probably a little different. I'm guessing it's going to be here within the character's ability. Let's go ahead and take a look. First off, we can see we have the Turtles back and then the Ally back. Here we have Donatello, Leonardo, Michelangelo. Oh, I love that right there. Again, always my favorite turtle. You better believe in my games, that right there is going to be a team up in almost every game. Oh, God. Raphael. And then Usagi himself. So let's go ahead and let's see here. So he has 2 movements. So he is very similar to Mikey, where Mikey is one of the few turtles that actually has 2 movements, to the point where Mikey's second is even a double movement. But then he has what I'm assuming, again, I haven't dove into the actual rules or anything, but I'm assuming these are defense or offense weapons. So he is all about attacking, which goes fit him, where he has the double attack or the attack defense. And then, like all of them, the single yin-yang. Up next we have the cards. These should be the Usagi cards for his character. Go ahead and take a look at these. And then, of course, his back. And I love that. Oh, and again with this art. Oh, again, it just goes to show why he was always one of my favorites. And then the new field medic version of Donnie. So these are for the character cards for the turn initiative cards. So we have the new one for Donnie, for Leo, Mikey, Raph, and Usagi. Next we have his die. And once again, let's go ahead and pull that out. So here we can see, where here it shows all 6 sides. So there, now we can actually see that. And then where's your double sword? There's your double sword. So he has 3 die. And now into the miniatures. Let's go ahead and start. Now his sword here does seem a little flimsy. Now I do know these katanas are supposed to have a slight curve to them. So I am probably going to leave this one as is. I probably won't adjust this in any way. If I did feel like it was a little more bent than I would have wanted, again with these type of miniatures, if you do have a bend in any of them, it is very easy to fix. Just use the hot water system where you get a bowl of hot water and a bowl of cold water. Put your miniature or the part that you want to correct in the hot water. Let it sit there for a minute. It'll kind of loosen up a little bit. You can then bend it to your desired position and then sit it in the cold water to set everything. There he is. And he looks like a single piece. So not any gaps that are going to need to be filled. And I'm not really seeing, there we go, there's down his head. Let's see if we get that in there. There we go. You can kind of see that mold line right there. So a little bit of work there to fix him up. But other than that, he is absolutely fantastic. I love him. So then we'll get into the new Leo. Now he looks like his shell is separate, but that's not too big of a deal. Might do some gap fill here on the belt, but where the shell is, that's okay. You would expect there to be a gap, so that I do not mind. And then we have the new Wrath. And then I'm going to save Mikey for last. And then the Donnie. Now he looks like he's falling forward a little bit. Now him I might actually... Oh, I don't know. Might look to see if we can... No, he does look like he's going forward with, if you look at the character art, so I guess that is correct. Just looks weird. To me it looks like he is falling forward. I'm not quite sure if I am as happy with that sculpt for him as I am with, say, some of the others. I do like that for him, the bottom and the top are what's the separate pieces. Again, they kind of fit where you would expect there to be gaps, so that's not too bad. And then where the belt is, it's one continuous piece. So there's really not going to be any gap fill, I think, with him. So that's nice. His bow is a little crooked. Maybe that's where I might take advantage of bending that back in this proper position. Let's see here. Nice base. It sits well. And then finally, my favorite turtle. Now the one thing that I always wished that they would have done, and I haven't really taken a close look at the differences, maybe it's even doable, I don't know, but had new cards for the old turtles within the Shadows of the Past, but for the new Adventures game and for their cards. So you have maybe like a conversion pack for Shadows of the Past to Adventure Games conversion pack. That I think would absolutely be awesome. Well, that is everything you get here within the Stan Sakai Pack for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the latest game in the Adventures Universal Game System by IDW Games. I hope this unboxing has helped you if this pack ever comes up for potential purpose. I'm not positive if this was Kickstarter exclusive or not. I definitely highly would recommend if you find this on a third market or find this out there where you have the chance to get it, I would highly recommend picking these up. Again, when you are adding in, different abilities for your heroes, adding in additional characters, every additional character that you add into the game is going to make it that much more replayable, because you then have different setups, different systems you can do, different strategies you can have, different abilities you can go with. Well, until next time, guys, I'll see you later.